We do a lot of cross-training at the Flowshala, and we call it HIIT. So HIIT stands for High Intensity Interval Training. But our goal here at the Flowshala is not to take you through the roof or to put you in a state of fight or flight. In fact, we practice recovery-based training. So our goal is to bring your heart rate down in between your intervals. So we have various timing protocols that we use, and our job is to teach you how to breathe so that we can bring you back into parasympathetic in between your intervals so that your body is then conditioned and your nervous system is conditioned when there is a stressful input that your first response, instead of going into fight or flight and clenching, is to inhale, pause, assess, and then recover. The focus on breath-centered movement coaching is really beneficial because a lot of folks come into the Flowshala not really knowing how to breathe or even knowing that there's different types of breathing to use at different times. For example, if we're training HIIT intervals and we're getting our heart rate up, we actually breathe out doing what's called a power breath on the concentric portion of the movement. So for example, if I was to take a squat, I might breathe out in both directions, the lowering down and the coming up. So I'd be breathing out on the way down, breathing out on the way up, for example. And by having that release valve, that allows the student that's been maybe a little bit deconditioned, it allows them to execute the movement safely and actually to activate their core on that forceful exhalation. So that's just one example of the many types of breathing that we do here. In a yoga class, we might be using more of a victorious breath, or in Sanskrit, they call it Ujjayi breath, which is an inhale, suspension at the top of the inhale, and then an exhale through the nose, which also triggers parasympathetic. So by coming here to the Flowshala, the students are going to be experiencing all sorts of different breathing techniques that have different physiological responses, and it's just going to open up a big toolbox for them to use to de-stress, to feel good, to move safely, and to activate their nervous system and their core. So the benefit of training with these unconventional tools, your clubs, your mace, your resistance bands, the whole goal is we are utilizing this awkward tool and developing efficiency in our movement. So number one thing you're going to learn when you come into a mace or a club class, you're going to learn how to develop what's called torque. Torque is external rotation in a ball and socket joint. So your shoulders are ball and socket joints, your hips are ball and socket joints. When you externally rotate both of those, the arms and legs concurrently, both at the same time, the only choice is inner core has to activate. And by utilizing torque, also leverage with your tools, you're going to get access of power throughout the full range of motion. So come to a class to try it out. There's a lot of detail, a lot of high-level coaching, but anyone can access it. I have people from all walks of life, all levels of experience, and you need no experience to get started with a mace or clubs. Taking a more kinesiology-based approach to movement coaching empowers everyday people to understand the mechanics of their body. So we always try to give more information so that you take away knowledge, because knowledge is power, and the more you understand about how your body moves and these tools, the more that you're going to apply those things to things you do in your everyday life, such as lifting, playing with the kids, maybe do some mountain biking, some snowboarding, you have other active sports. I always get feedback from clients constantly on how they're more aware of their lats, they're more aware of their functional movement patterns and lifting patterns. So it's really something that you're practicing here 3 to 4 times a week, but you take with you into the rest of your life.